Our next guest is somebody that I have admired for many, many years. Wonderful writer, and you all know who he is. And Bill, a very good friend of yours, Miss Claudia Cohen,
hey,
editor of Page 6, the New York Post.
thanks for coming.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Grab a mic and put me on the skewer.
Well, you know, you're always on the skewer, Bill.
I guess.
I can hardly get through a week, much less a day, without reading somewhere about some new project that you've got going on, some new play that you're appearing in, some new book you're writing.
Fiction.
Some new fabulous romance you're having with a glamorous movie star.
Non-fiction.
But the question is, you know, there's this whole De Niro, Pacino school of, you know, oh, no interviews, please, no publicity. But don't you really love it when people write stories about you?
I'll tell you what I think about that honestly. And as Leslie, my friend with the Times, says, sometimes I'm too honest with the press. But I think that we do a show that's on during the day, right? And millions of people don't know anything about it because they're out working. And to the extent that somebody writes something about me or this show or Midday, it lets them know we're doing something. So to that extent, I love it. Now, sometimes the personal stuff I worry about other people's feelings being hurt, or some of the women I've been involved with who I really wasn't that really totally connected with, that all of a sudden people think that you are living with them. So that makes me worry a little bit. For the most part, I think it's all part of the business, sure. I like it.
Do you save your clippings?
I got a file about this thing. Yeah, sure I save them. Ostensibly from my parents.
Right, sure.
They have never seen the file, but no, I do save them, sure.
Well, have stories written about you ever hurt, say, you know, romance or been damaging at all?
I don't know.
In any way?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's interesting that sometimes when I'm interviewed by someone on an extensive article, it's interesting to see how many inaccuracies there are in big articles and so forth. And I've said, gee, you know, they just don't get it right. And that's annoyed me. But no, I'm lucky, I would say. I've never personally been hurt.
What kind of questions wouldn't you answer? Say, if I were coming to interview you for a story, I mean, would you, if I asked you, say, how much you make, what's your salary? I mean, would you think that's going too far?
Yeah, I don't like to quote figures on my salary. But I just think that that's sort of personal. Now, maybe I'm wrong. You think that's wrong?
Well, I mean, I think that anything's fair game if a reporter can find it out.
That's true too.
No,
I wouldn't discuss. I wouldn't talk about my salary particularly.
Or your love life.
I think the station would not want me to talk about my salary. A certain shame aspect involved in this.
Do you feel you have a responsibility, though, say, to talk to the press? Because of your public, because of your fans?
Absolutely. I think that I consider myself part of the press and not part of the press. I never think of myself as a newspaper man, but as a talk show host, I do interview people. But I think of myself, as I said to Brooke, as a guy in show business. And I think that there's more press in show business now than there was even 5 years ago. You're part of it, right?
Politics is show business now. The entire Gerald Ford family is signed up with the William Morris Agency.
I heard that they dropped their contract.
You said that, you know?
Did they? Oh, my God.
But I mean, Page 6 is news, it's reporting, and it's show business. I mean, so it's the same.
Well, everything has really blended ever since Watergate, when everyone went and signed big book contracts and signed with fancy show business agents, and all these politicians are out on the lecture circuit and writing novels about the White House and so on. They're all doing that. And I mean, you're a multimedia star too, right?
I've done things in multimedia, you know. I wouldn't say I would say I did Come Blow Your Horn a year ago on stage. I wouldn't consider myself a stage star. But before I wrap it up, I will do more stuff like that, because I like it.
Wait, are there any kind of stories that you read about, about celebrities that you find offensive?
Yes, absolutely. I don't like people writing books about somebody they had an affair with or they were involved with for a period of time and capitalizing on private things, sex stuff, weaknesses in people. You know, when you're, like, for example, I was married to Leslie. If Leslie would write a book about what I was like during that marriage, I would be furious. I wouldn't like that. You know what I mean?
The things she would say.
I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. I don't like that.
Disgusting.
And I don't like to do interviews. Like, I would not interview Judith Exner, who wrote the book about Kennedys and Sam Giancana and Frank Sinatra, because I just didn't like that.
Oh, well, no, I disagree with you totally. And I interviewed her. And
well, we're in a different business.
One of the more interesting interviews.
Oh, it's not that I thought she wouldn't be a good interview. I just didn't like it. I just thought, geez, there's so many Kennedys celebrities around, the children and everything. I didn't want to be part of selling the book. You know, so I draw the line there.
So you wouldn't kiss and tell.
I absolutely would not do that. And if anybody ever does it to me, they're going to be in big trouble.
Bill, more people and more wonderful surprises for you and all of you.